Alright, this is a 2021 Ducati Diavel 1260S, and I'm just going to quickly show you if you want to install this 3DX ring chain and the SuperSprox black stealth sprocket and the Ducabike Sprocket Carrier and all that good stuff. Let me show you what you need to do here. So first you find your master chain link. That's right here. Okay, you can see that the rivets are distinctly different than all the other rivets. And what you'll need is a Dremel or other type of device that has a metal cutting wheel on it. And then what you'll do is you'll very carefully just on your your factory chain, you'll cut these rivets, shave these rivets down, okay? Just shave them down as much as you can so that you can pop them out. Okay, so you'll cut these down, wear some glasses for sure, because there's going to be little metal shavings flying all over the place. And I'm just going to show you real quick. This is a micrometer. This is a real cheap one, okay? You don't need to invest a lot of money in this, but more or less what you want to do when you're flaring, right? When you put your new chain on and you start your flare, it's got to be 5 millimeters, okay? So you'll just measure and you'll go, okay, am I right about 5 millimeters? Okay, good, I'm at 5 millimeters on the flare. That's it. Do not flare it more than that. If you flare it more than that, this link is going to be way too tight. You'll put too much pressure, and more than likely you'll pinch and snap your O-rings, and the O-rings or the X-rings behind here will just pinch right out of there, okay? Not to mention that this thing's going to overheat and it'll probably melt your rings if it's too tight. If they don't pinch and snap out, they're going to melt when you're riding. Okay, so the micrometer, 5 mils, you just measure that right here on that mark, and that's where you want it to be. Next, the chain breaker. So it does come with instructions. This is a Motion Pro PBR chain tool kit. And you might think, geez, I got to buy a lot of tools, right? Well, the reality is you have to change your sprocket and your chain every couple of years. If you ride really hard, if you accelerate hard all the time, you're going to wear out your chain and sprocket really fast. If you don't lube your chain every 500 miles, clean and lube, you're going to wear it out. You'll damage it. So if you pay the dealership to do it, it's actually cheaper to buy all these parts I'm showing you than it is to pay the dealership just one time to have them do your chain and sprocket, okay? So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're already thinking about doing it yourself. So here's the tool. And you can see you've got the brake rivet block right here. This is your press. This little guy right here is going to help to push the old chain axle through onto the other side. It's all detailed in the instructions, right, on how to use this tool. This is just a handle that you screw into the side of this thing so you can hold it better. And you can use a socket wrench on this if you want to, okay? But my recommendation is to buy a Diavel impact wrench. This guy right here is the DCF 899, okay? I think this will go up to about 700 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, so you might be thinking, whoa, and this is a 1/2 inch, right? Well, why did you buy a 700 foot-pound impact wrench? Well, because if you're going to spend money on an impact wrench, you want to be able to use it for anything, right? Your car, you want to take the wheels off your car, do work on your car, do work on your motorcycle. You might as well get an impact wrench that can handle any job, okay? I paid about $169 for that on the internet, and I use it all the time, right? When I'm doing tire rotations, bleeding my brakes, changing my brakes on my car, I use it. Installing new shocks and struts, I use it, anything like that. And then you want to pick up one of these guys on the internet. This is for the rear wheel nut on the Ducati. And this is the same, they use the same wheel nut that they use on the Panigale 1199, the Ducati V4S, V4. It's the same thing, right? And so what you'll do when you're taking off these nuts, if you need to ever take this off, put a shop towel on it, a blue shop towel, just right over it, and then shove this guy right on. You put that impact wrench on there, this thing comes off, no problem. Piece of cake. Okay, so if you try to take that off without an impact wrench, good luck. It's not going to happen. You need an impact wrench. You really do. And then to put it back on, you're going to need a big old torque wrench, okay? You're going to need a torque wrench that supports up to about 270 foot-pounds or 240 foot-pounds, okay? And I bought this Craftsman half-inch. It's the biggest Craftsman half-inch wrench that they make. I think I paid $99 for it on Amazon. But that's what you're going to need to get it back on. Sometimes you need two people because you need somebody to hold their foot on the rear brake so that your tire doesn't rotate. But that's what you need, and that's the job. So just remember when you're flaring, you want to set that impact wrench on level 1, maybe level 2, and then just go in a little bit on this one, and go in a little bit on this one, and kind of alternate, and then come back with your micrometer and measure the flare until you get to 5 mils, then stop. And that's it.